Hello, everyone. My name is Francisco Munoz Alvarez, and I am a Distinguished Product Manager within the Oracle Maximum Availability Architecture, the MAA team. As you know, implementing a disaster recovery strategy to properly protect our data recoverability and availability, plus, of course, our business continuity, can be a very stressful experience. And what's worse, could take a lot of effort and time to have it properly implemented. When talking about high availability HA and disaster recovery DR, it is always important to review your company's services level agreements, SLAs that are in place. As per example, the RTOs, meaning the recovery time objective, that relates to how much time the business can afford to be without access to data, and RPO, meaning the recovery time objective that relates to which how much data can the business afford to lose in case of a disaster or incident situation. So to make your life easier, today I'm here to show you how quickly and simple you can protect your autonomous database in the cloud against any unwanted disaster situation only by using Oracle Autonomous Data Guard. So let's stop talking about it and let me show you how easy it is to implement an autonomous data guard in just a few minutes. Let's get started. Well, we are here now connected to OCI Generation 2. We can see that I have autonomous database called Autonomous Test 01. We can see that the ATP, Autonomous Transaction Processing database, is available. If I go to Resources, click on Disaster Recovery, I can see my disaster recovery strategy at the moment. My DR type is backup base. You need to understand that for backup-based DR type, the recovery time objective, the RTO, is 1 hour plus 1 hour per each 5 terabytes of size, and my recovery point objective, RPO, is 1 minute. If I have autonomous data guard, my recovery time objective drops significantly to 15 minutes, where RPO was 1 minute. So let's see how hard and how complicated it is to create an autonomous data guard. All we need to do is click on Add Peer Database. You will see that currently my primary database is in the west coast of the US and Phoenix. We now need to select the region that we want to add the peer database, in order my standby database in this case, because I am already have my primary on Phoenix, west coast of the US. I will select our Ashburn on the US East Coast as my DR site. And select a compartment. My compartment is called Francisco Test. Select a disaster recovery type. I already have by default my backup-based disaster recovery, where you can see the RTOs and RPOs that I just mentioned before. But I will select, in this case, autonomous data guard with the RTO of 15 minutes and RPO of 1 minute. And I will click Add Peer Database. Now that I have that selected, I can relax and go for a coffee and enjoy a coffee for a few minutes, and that my peer database is being created. You can see the status of my ATP database change now for updating. And I can see that my autonomous, my standby database right here is being provisioning. That means I still have in my backup as a DR strategy, but I also now creating provisioning my standby database with autonomous data guard. At this point, my DR environment has been fully provisioned and configured by Autonomous Data Guard, which is already providing me with the desired level of protection that I really wanted for RTO and RPO. Here now, if I go to the Resources Disaster Recovery, I can see my autonomous database, Autonomous Data Guard is standby database is fully available. So here, we are going to click on these three buttons right here, and we see that this menu gives me the options to see the details of my autonomous data guard, execute a switchover, convert my standby to a snapshot standby database, copy peer database or CID, update DR type, or disable that peer. That means this is autonomous data guard that I have available. In this case, let's now try a switchover. Let's click switchover. Because a cross-region switchover from the primary database is not supported, I need to perform that going to the region where my remote standby is. Let's click on it, and we will now switch to the East Coast region to be able to do the switchover. So now that we are connected to Ashburn region, and I can see I connected to my standby database, it's very important that you know the database name of your primary database. In this case is ADBTST01. And we are coming to more actions. We will ask you for a switch over. We will enter our peer database name to confirm that we wanted to do the switch over. And that's it. All we need to do now is click confirm switch over to peer. And the magic is happening. Now we wait a short time in excited anticipation to see the switch over in action, protecting my data as we go through the role transition. We see the peer state has changed to role changing in progress, as you can see on my screen. I am now informed that the switchover is completed and that no data loss occur. Mission completed. But what about my standby database? Do I need that reprovision it? Let's take a look. I'm seeing my ATP is now available. It's a primary database as the role. But let's go take a look at my disaster recovery. Wait a moment. Oh, wait. Autonomous Data Guard has already taken care of that for me and is reprovisioning it. I guess I will just drink my coffee and wait. Once that completes, I get the good news that my standby database is back up and running, and thus my peer state is available again. My data is once again completely protected by Autonomous Data Guard. As you can see right here, standby is in green stated and is fully protected. But this is not all. We saw that we can easily execute a switch over, but how about a failover? In a disaster situation, when a primary becomes unavailable, the switchover button will then turn to a failover 1. But with Autonomous Data Guard, an automatic failover is automatically triggered. That means no user action is required by the Autonomous database. Since this is automated action, the automatic failover is allowed to succeed only when no data loss will occur. In Autonomous Data Guard, for automatic failover, the RTO is 2 minutes and the RPO is 0 minutes. That's all. As you saw, it is quick and simple to protect your Autonomous database by using Autonomous Data Guard. I hope you enjoyed this short video, and remember that having access to a real autonomous database is an incredible benefit. By having on top of it autonomous disaster recovery capabilities is a game changer that brings many competitive advantages to your business. You can practice everything you saw and even more on a free lab at Oracle Live Labs called Manage and Monitor Autonomous Database. This is a free lab that you can practice at your own time, and we will learn everything about Autonomous Database plus Autonomous Data Guard. Thank you so much for your time, and hope you enjoyed this video.